Hello and welcome back to .NET in Minutes. Today we are diving into something that every .NET developer uses but few fully understand: middleware. If you have ever wondered what really happens between a request hitting your server and the response coming back, this episode is for you. We'll break down how requests flow to the ASP.NET pipeline, what middleware actually does, how to build your own, and some best practices that make or break performance. Let's start simple. What is middleware? When a request comes to your ASP.NET app, it doesn't just go straight to your controller. It passes through a pipeline, a series of small components that each do one job: log, authenticate, compress, cache, or handle errors. Each of those components is called middleware. Think of middleware as a chain of filters. Each one has a chance to inspect, modify, or stop the request before it reaches the endpoint. Okay, the request flow. Here's what actually happens when a request hits your API. 1. The web server receives the request. 2. The request enters in the middleware pipeline. 3. Each middleware runs in order: authentication, logging, routing, etc. 4. Finally, the endpoint executes like your controller action. 5. Then the response travels back to the same middleware in reverse. Yeah, that's right. Middleware runs twice, once going in and once coming out. It's like a hallway. When you walk in, you pass every room. When you leave, you pass them again. Okay, now a real life analogy. Imagine you are entering a secure building. At the door, security check your ID. That's authentication middleware. Inside, someone logs your entry. That's logging middleware. Then the receptionist routes you to the correct office. That's routing middleware. Each step adds functionality, but they all follow a strict order. If one of them stays stopped, you never reach the endpoint. Built-in middleware in ASP.NET. ASP.NET Core comes with a bunch of built-in middleware ready to use. Use routing. This can find which controller or endpoint to call. Use authentication. Checks who the user is. Use authorization. Checks what the user can do. Use static files. Serves HTML, JavaScript, CSS directly. Use CORS. Handles cross-origin request. Use endpoints. Runs the final request logic. You add them in your program.cs file. And the order matters. If you put authorization before authentication, nothing works. That's one of the most common beginner mistakes. Writing custom middleware. You can also write your own middleware. It's easier than you think. Look on the screen. It's a simple example. We have a private read-only request delegate named next. We have the controller with request delegate next as a parameter, make dependency injection, and after that a task invoke async with HTTP context named context as a parameter, and a console.writeLine with what message we want. Then in our program.cs app that use middleware request logger middleware. This middleware logs every request before and after it happens. Notice how it calls next context. That's the key part. Without it, the request stops there. Middleware order and short circuiting. The order of middleware defines your app behavior. Each middleware decides whether to pass the request forward or stop it. For example, error handling middleware should always be first, so it can catch everything. Static files and routing should come later. If you forget to call next, the pipeline ends earlier. No controller, no response. That's why debugging middleware order is often the key to fixing random 404s or broken out. Now we have the best part, performance and best practices. Middleware can affect performance more than you think. Here are some best practices. 1. Keep middleware lightweight. Don't block threads or do heavy work inside it. 2. Use async all the way. 3. Add caching or compression middleware last to maximize impact. 4. Avoid too many custom middlewares. Each one adds overhead. Remember, every request run to every middleware. Optimize wisely. To recap, middleware is what makes ASP.NET flexible and powerful. It controls how requests flow, what happens before and after each request, and how your app behaves in production. Once you understand middleware, you understand the heart of ASP.NET itself. Thanks for listening to .NET in Minutes. See you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.